G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Boring Your Heart Out. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to do like a fairy flower. I haven't done one for months, and I thought I'd do one today. So sort of going along these lines. I used a really thick resin, the Pro Marine, for that one, and I've got a new resin that I'd like to try. I just got it on Amazon. It's called, what is it called? Oh my gosh. Oh, let's have a look. I've got it here. Beast Bond. It's just a 1-to-1. So I'm going to try that today. I haven't even opened it. Taken the plastic out. But anyway, before I do that, I'm going to get on to what I'm doing here. I'm going to go for sort of yellow and pink to get like an orange tone. And I'm going to dust my... This is my frangipani mold. It's got gorgeous frangipani flowers all the way around the edge there, and they're slightly sloped on a bit of an angle, sloping down. So yeah, hopefully it'll be pretty. Hopefully I can get the fairy flower to work. All right, so I've just cut a just an eyeglass sort of cleaner. I've just sort of cut it roughly to fit in there like that. That's just going to protect my mold from getting dust all over it. So, gosh, I don't know if I want to use that one. I might pick a darker one. No, it's all right. I just want a very pale, sort of light-ish color around the outside. I don't want to make it too bright. So I'm going to go with some orange-red mica powder from Let's Resin and lemon sorbet from this little piggy. So what I'm going to do is, get a smaller brush. With the frangipani, the center is raised. It's like that, like that. It's raised in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a tiny little bit. Oh gosh, it's running down the outside. Not put so much on, I think. This is the trick, not put so much on my brush because it's running. So I'm just going to do a little bit in the center on each. I'm not fussed if I, if it's a bit smudgy or whatever, if I get not quite in the center, because it's nature. I'm just going to dab a little bit. This is working better. Pop that in there and then knock the excess off. Go backwards. I might have to turn my mold around actually. Someone suggested that I do this on a little turntable, which in hindsight seems like a very good idea. And then you can just turn it. Yes. All right, so that's that one done. And then I'm going to go through with my little lemon sorbet. Let's grab a baby wipe out because this first one that I did, I've put too much on and spilt it everywhere. Okay, that'll do. Doesn't matter if there's a little tiny bit dripped. Use your baby wipes. They're really very, very handy. I'll put that aside because I'll be using that again. All right, now we'll move on to the bigger brush. And that's it there. Look at that. Gorgeous yellow. So basically I'm just going to go all the way around with my yellow like that on each one. I won't bore you with me doing the whole thing in front of you, but basically just going to go around, just around my frangipani, like so. Try not to rub over the center. The thing with mica powders and chameleon powders, whatever's touched the silicone mold first is going to stay there. So even if I go over this sort of peachy one with my yellow by mistake, it doesn't matter because the the orange one is the one that's touched the mold first, so that will stay there even though I, go over it with the yellow. All right, so I'm going to finish that, tidy it up, and then mix my resin, and then I'll come back to you. Right, that's all cleaned up now, and I've mixed up my resin. So on here, it says it's got a 40-minute work time. So yeah, when I was mixing it, it didn't feel like overly thick like the Pro Marine did when I was doing this one. felt a little bit thinner, so yeah, I'm not sure. I was thinking to myself, I wonder if I should wait and let it thicken up a little bit, but I'm just going to go with it. So I've got a tiny little bit of resin in here, and I thought I'd make a mixture of golden, like a reddish, pinkish color for my center. So we'll just add a little bit of those, not too much. Hope the color doesn't run. Sometimes these, if you buy them like the cheapies, you know where from, I won't mention the name, but the cheapy ones, I thought, oh, it's a great deal, I'll buy some. Tried it, threw them all away because the color ran. The color just ran. That's probably a little bit too much resin in there. I'll add a bit more because what I can do is I can make my little discs with leftovers. So I don't mind, oops, I've dripped something in there. I don't mind if I've got some left over. I can just pop it on a piece of plastic or on a silicone mat. Actually, not a silicone mat if it's not a shiny one, because then your pieces won't be shining. So yeah, just be aware, you know, you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. So just be aware that if you're going to buy from those cheap shops, yeah, you may get glass that all the color runs out of, and then you have to throw them away. You can't use it, ruins your resin, then you might as well have gone and spent more money and got a decent one. So just a little tip. I did it, so I'm telling you how I learnt the hard way. A little bit more pink. All right, I think that'll do. So I'll have enough in there for a couple of centers. So that's just gold and like a pinky color. So in this one I have got some for my white, and I'm using my bloom. I just always keep my bloom upside down, then I know it's ready to go, running to the edge there. Give it a twist, and I'm going to do 4 little drops. 1, 2, 3. I just squeeze. When it comes to the top, then I kind of let go pressure, and then it just drips in. Otherwise you might get too much in there, and then I just store it upside down again. So that's that one. I'll stir that one in. And then I'm going with my quinacridone magenta. These are acrylic inks. You can use resin inks as well, just don't use alcohol inks. These are from Holbein. And I think I'm gonna try, must have a skin over the top from the last time I used it. If you don't clean them properly, you get a skin over the top. I'm going to try 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I need a little bit more, if it's not dark enough, I'll add another one. Yep, let's add another one. 6. I'll wipe the top. So it looks very dark in there, but it's still quite transparent. But hopefully the yellow and the pinky sort of tone, magenta, will give us a bit of an orange. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the pink just takes over. I just automatically put my finger over the top in case it's going to leak, fly out. Alright, so that's the Hansa yellow. Now the yellow doesn't tend to show up as much as the other colour, so I tend to have to add more colour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll try 8. This is about a third full, these cups. They're all relatively similar. All about a third-ish. Yeah, about that. I learned how to do this from Micah from Resin Courses. And if you take her course, she will give you the exact ratio of resin to colour, which resins kind of work best, and all that sort of thing. So I'll link the website down below for you. Now I'm in 2 minds about whether I want to put any colour in my push, all this at the end. I didn't know how much to make up, you guys, because this is the first time I've used this mould. This one here took about 200, what did I write? I wrote on the back, about 240, about a cup full, but this is a bigger mold, so it's going to take a bit more. I mixed up I was going for 150 of A and 140 of B, but I ended up going 160 of A, so then I had to go 150 of B. So I've got 310 grams. But that's okay. I'd rather have a little bit more than not enough, because it's just going to be the clear push going in the end, and if there's any left over I can make a puffy heart or something out of it, so I'm not fussed about that. Alright, so that is the white. You can see when I tip it like that, it's still transparent. Similar to how I would use for my 3D bloom, that sort of opaqueness. Is that a word? Opaqueness. Alright, let's get started, shall we? Let's get started. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a puddle. I'm just gonna do puddle paws. I think with the other one I put the dark around the edge, but I think I'm gonna just do a clear push in the end and not have any colour. Or if I do, I'll put a tiny little bit of the yellow in there in the push. But hopefully, let's just spread that to the edges. It's a pretty colour, isn't it? Actually, if you do this, sometimes you can get those bubbles up, because in the thicker resins, which you tend to use for these fairy flowers, the bubbles don't sort of come up and pop as well as they do in the thinner resins, so you can just give it a few taps like that. Alright, here we go with the yellow. That's going into the middle. So hopefully we'll get that little bit of orange happening, which we are. Oh, I'm gonna lose all my pink, aren't I? See, my dilemma now is if I put pink in here, the whole thing's just going to be pink. So that's why I said to you I might just leave it clear or put just one drop of yellow in. I'm just cleaning off my sticks. I'll use my same sticks over and over. Why not? Put them to the side. Does anyone else clean up as they go, or is it just me? Light little torch, tiny little flame. Look, you can hardly even see it. I won't put my finger in it, but you can hardly even see it. It's a tiny little flame as opposed to the bigger one that I don't use as much really. Alright, so that's those two done. Now we are going with the white in the center, and this is what's going to hopefully create our beautiful petals, similar to how it works when you're doing your 3D bloom. Your white is the one that spreads. You don't want your white again to be too heavy. You want it to float and to spread, otherwise it can just drop down and be blobby as it is in the 3D blooms. So you can see how the white's going underneath and that sort of orange is coming over the top. I'm not used to leaving it just clear. Let's do one. Let's just do one of yellow. Just so it's got some colour in it. There we go. Just one. you can hardly see it. Alright, now I'll have to pour this in carefully because I don't want to overflow anything. Into the centre. Keep going. Oh, it looks as if I'm going to use it all. Okay. Yay! Oh, well, that was good. I worked that out. The right amount. Be good to know for next time I use this mold that that's how much it takes. So, yay! All right, so that's that done. Clean off my stick. Give it a bit of a light torching. Actually, I probably shouldn't torch it. You can see there's a little bit, I don't know if you can see how the little bit of colour coming out of the pink. It's on the bottom of the cup. It's not too bad, not as bad as some of the others, but I mean obviously you don't get pink crushed glass, you know, that they are coloured, so the colour can run, but I don't think it's too bad. I am going to wait. I don't want to put my glass in just yet. in case it doesn't close properly in the middle and I have to like suck some out, and then I'll put my glass in. There's no point putting the glass in now and then you're trying to suck it up with the syringe, and the syringe fills up with bits of glass. So I'm going to wait. Do we want a time lapse? Look, I don't have time for a time lapse. Oh, maybe I can. Maybe I can. All right, just a little one. All right, I let it go just for about 10 minutes or so while I was cleaning up. I can't actually see if it's closed in there or not. There's a few like little holes that I just pulled forward. So let's just pop some of this in, hey? And I'm not real happy with it, but anyway, that's what I've got. That's what I've got. Pop that in. Can't really see. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, no! I hate it when that happens. How am I going to get that out now? I've got a piece of glass or something dropped in there. Oh gosh, now I don't even know where it is. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to get it out. I don't know how to get it out. A little spoon. I've got a little spoon somewhere. May well ruin everything by me trying to get it out, but look, now I don't even know where it is. Help! I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I think I'm going to have to leave it. I can't see where it's gone. So look, if you're going to drop glass in, be really careful. Don't sort of carry your stick back over. Hold it here so that you can put your stick back in. And I can't see. I can't see where the center is, so I'm just going to have to kind of poke around in there a little bit. Try and kind of get it a little bit centered. That just looks pretty on top. You don't need to do that. Oh, I'm so disappointed, you guys. Oh. See, if I go digging to try and find it, I'm going to ruin my design. The only thing I can do is wait until it's cured. Sometimes you can actually pick those little stones out and then fill them up with a little bit of UV resin or a top coat or something like that. So I think that's the best idea, the best thing we need to do. And look how it's, even that one's run. Now then, we get a little bit of plastic. Make sure it's not doubled over though. Even if you put it on a bit of paper, sometimes it can kind of, because the paper's not totally flat, it can, your edges can move and it can run. I'm just going to use this little bit of silicone here. It's a little bit of leftover silicone. Oh, I've got itchy throat today. All right. I'm going to spread that out. And make a couple more little discs. Try and make it so that you haven't got too much resin in there, because then your resin kind of runs. You know, a paste, nice thick paste works better. And you can always trim these afterwards. If it's not, you know, in the shape that you want, you can always give it a little trim afterwards with some little snippers. So there we go. That'll do. At least I've used it up. All right, you pesky thing, you. I was so hoping for a beautiful pour, but now that I've dripped that in there somewhere, I'm upset. Now, you look at this, right? The pink was pushed to the outside, the puddle. When I pushed the yellow in afterwards, it pushed all that pink to the edge, and now we've got pink in the middle. I didn't even put pink in the middle. I put yellow in the middle, but it's kind of gone opposite. So anyway, keen to see what this is going to do. Even though it's got a bit of stone in it, I'm still keen to see what it's going to do. I'm going to cover it with my food net, and I will see you. I'm not sure how long this resin takes to cure, but maybe 6 or 8 hours. I'll see you soon. Wish me luck. Okay, so it is later on, same day. It's 3 p.m. and I can already see that I've got quite a large area, about that area, that size, where it looks as if it's just open. And going by these, I don't think my centre is going to be very good. They're see, the pinks run. It seems to have got worse as the day went along. But anyway, I don't know whether I'll use them or not. Let's get out of the way. I'll probably just throw them away. And don't use that colour again. Don't use that those stones. Don't know what I can use them for, because I bought them to use in resin. So I guess they'll go in the bin too. All right, let's get this out and see. So, like I said, I can already see that there's a big gap, and I've found a few little stickers here in preparation to cover up the centre. Hopefully one of those will do. So the fact that that's all open in the middle, I've dropped the glass in there, and my pink colours run, it's just going to be a disaster, isn't it? You have days like that, don't you? I'm not the only one. And I do have days like that, believe me. I can see straight through the centre there. Definitely going to cover that up, but let's have a look and see what the petals look like with this new Beast Bond resin. Ooh, that's not bad actually. Like, I haven't got petals, but look at it's got like striations. I actually really wanted to see what my my little flowers would look like, my frangipanis. Oh, look at that. They've kind of, I don't know whether you can see what I can see. They've each little, see the little raised area there? It's kind of like picked up the pink all the way around from that, from the magenta in there. So there's the pesky stones. Haven't really got a lot of striations going on, like petals wise, as opposed to this one. So each resin is different. A thinner resin will give you more this sort of look. Actually, I've got some stuff going on in there. Didn't think I did, but when I put my hand there, I could see it. It's on the back, just what's closed over. So there we go. I'm going to try and pick that out and see if I can fill that with something. I wonder if I can put that there. I'm just going to see, just for those of you that may have this problem as well. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Let's see if, actually, always turn your blade away from you. Oh, it's a bit difficult, isn't it, sometimes? Just going to use my little scalpel here. Okay, that's one of them. It's not going to be perfect. Shoe fly. It's not going to be perfect because, you know, I'm going to have a hole in my resin. But I want to see. I'm flicking bits of stone across the room. The resin's still a little bit on the soft side, so can dig it out. It's like digging out a splinter. My husband always comes to me, he's been out in the garden, can you get this splinter out of my foot? Or can you get this bit of glass out of my foot? Yeah, no problem. This is what it reminds me of, digging bits of splinter out of his foot. Gosh, there's more in there than I thought. Crunch, crunch. But yeah, just be careful, don't cut yourself. Like, normally I wouldn't do this. I would just go, okay, it's going in the bin. But because I'm going to sort of try and fix it and hopefully show you. Have I got any more in there? Can't tell. A little bit. So I thought I'll keep going and see if I can fix it, just because, you know, it's how we learn. I managed to fix one a little while back, and it looked quite good, but I don't know if I can match this color, because it's like a dual color. Is that it? I don't know if I've got any more in there. I think that's all. Right, UV lamp, UV resin from Let's Resin. There's lots of different colours in there. Pink, red. They're not very bright colours. Caramel, that's like an orangish tone. They're not like very bright. Peach. So I'll just have a little look and see what colour. You see, they're not really bright. I'll just see if any of them will kind of match. It's probably the closest one. Caramel. Oops, it's nearly empty. Come on. Okay. Yeah, maybe. No, I think just this one. Let's just try it. Just put a bit in there. It's got colour underneath it. It's just basically we need to fill the hole. Look at that! Where'd that lid go? Alright, now, how now, brown cow, I need to try and level it a little bit. Go over the edges a little bit so that you're not seeing that area that I've poked it. And then just wipe the excess off around the edges. Okay, how's that? Looking good? Now I just need to put another little tiny drop in the top there, because I think I've sort of taken the top off. So if you did a piece, you know, a resin piece, and you just loved it and you wanted to go to this trouble, and then, you know, it would obviously need a top coat, because you can see the excess here, you know, around it where I've sort of smudged it. It would need a top coat. Oh gosh, just put my fingers in that. I forgot that I'd done that. So yeah, if you really loved a piece, and you don't mind doing this or putting down a top coat, because it will need one, then I think that works quite nicely. Because I'm not going to do a top coat, I'm actually just going to get my baby wipe and very carefully just go around the edge there. And I think it's saved. What do you think? I think it's pretty good. It's certainly better than it was. All right, let's pop these away and make sure my lids are on. Yeah, handy little things to have, these. I've used this little set quite a few times, fixing up mistakes. All right, I'm going to give it just a little zap there, just to make sure that I haven't got any bubbles in that UV resin, and let's cure it. I'll give it 3 minutes, and then I'll come back to you. All right, that's done. What do you think? It's not bad, is it? Not bad at all. All right, so I found these are a few stickers that I got sort of because I was looking through my box and I thought, oh, something kind of creamy, a bit of gold. It's too small. These are the same, too small. I want to cover up that space around it. So I'm thinking with the Beast Bond resin, I certainly will use it again because I've got a lot of it. And I like this wispiness. I was actually trying to get this wispiness a couple of weeks back and I couldn't do it, and I'm thinking, why can't I do it? Now I've done it and I'm thinking, I don't want it. Anyway, there's a little mixed one. Not that one either. But I do like this one here. So I'm going to put that one on. All right, I think that looks pretty good, you guys. Let's go for a little walk around and have a look at it away from those bright lights. Ooh, look at that. We've got, oh, where was it? Oh, it's because it's, oh, transparency. Okay. I need to find somewhere where I've got some nice light. See there, the light's coming in from the window. So it's looking a bit weird. All right, let's get some proper light going. All right, here we go. How's that? So it's not too bad. Like, not at all what I was going for, but it's pretty nonetheless. And I think that little mark there where I dropped the stones, it's not too noticeable. Let's have a look at these. This lovely edge. Look at that. Can you see on the edges there how it's the pink underneath is kind of going through all those little frangipani petals? Like you can see through them. Looks really pretty. Look at that. Okay, so there we go. Not exactly what I was going for, but really pretty nonetheless. The more I look at it, the more I like it. I do. Look, you make the best of what you've got, don't you? It's certainly not ugly, that's for sure. And I wanted to see what the frangipani flowers looked like, and they look really pretty. And the sides are kind of puffy. Doggies. The sides are kind of puffy, like when you throw fabric up and it all sort of floats down. It's kind of like that, isn't it? It is. All right. The camera can't focus properly. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed my video. Hope you've learnt something. I know I have. I always learn something. And maybe you can fix your little stones. If you've dropped some stones in there by mistake, maybe you can use that method to fix them. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. And I'll see you again real soon for the next one. You never know what I'm going to do. All right. Take care, guys. Bye for now.